Senate Republicans passed a $1.5 trillion tax bill early Saturday morning that bestows massive benefits on corporate America and the wealthy while delivering mixed blessings to everybody else. After a frantic round of negotiations, Republicans came together in near unanimity behind the landmark legislation. The final vote was 51-49, with Sen. Bob Corker, R10, the lone GOP holdout. No Democrats voted for the bill. The measure still has to be reconciled with an earlier House-passed version before being sent to President Trump. Yet in getting the bill through the Senate, Republicans succeeded where they failed earlier this year, when their efforts to repeal the Affordable Care Act collapsed in mortifying fashion. This time, urged on by donors and fearful of facing voters in next year's midterm elections without a legislative achievement to show, Republicans said time and again that failure was not an option. The American people wanted change, said Sen. John Barrasso, our Wyoming we were able to deliver. The centerpiece of the GOP plan is a move to lower the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20%, starting in 2019. The Senate tax bill would also temporarily cut tax rates for families and individuals until 2025. But the bill would kill a number of tax benefits. It would subject fewer people to the estate tax, a levy charged on massive inheritances, but stop short of eliminating that tax altogether. The most recent review of the bill by the Joint Committee on Taxation, Congress' nonpartisan tax analysts, found that only 44% of taxpayers would see their burden reduced by more than $500 in 2019, but that high earners would fare much better than the poor under the bill. The Republican tax overhaul that squeaked through the Senate early Saturday morning would reach deep into the nation's health care system, with a clear dagger to a core aspect of the Affordable Care Act and broader ripple effects that could threaten other programs over time. The measure would abolish. The Republican tax overhaul that squeaked through the Senate early Saturday morning would reach deep into the nation's health care system, with a clear dagger to a core aspect of the Affordable Care Act and broader ripple effects that could threaten other programs over time. The measure would abolish. And the bill makes other changes that reach far beyond the tax code itself. It repeals the individual mandate from the Affordable Care Act, a major change that was added in recent weeks as part of a broader GOP effort to dismantle the Obama-era law. The individual mandate creates penalties for many Americans who don't have health insurance, but the repeal would leave 13 million more people uninsured. It authorizes oil drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge in Alaska. And by curtailing deductions for state and local taxes, it will put pressure on some state and local spending on education, transportation, and public health programs. The tax package still must clear a couple more hurdles before it can become law. There are numerous differences between the House and Senate versions, ranging from when certain tax cuts expire to how the estate tax is handled, and though none are seen as showstoppers, complications could arise.